So, there's a lot of things going on with the cops today in Minneapolis or just in Minnesota in general. And a lot of shootings happening with cops because, we don't educate our cops and we get people with low IQs who don't know how to think with their goddamn heads. But anyway, I'm going to go over that. There's been another shooting and all kinds of things going on. But I want to talk about the Derek Chauvin trial because that's also still going on. Now, if you don't know who Derek Chauvin is, he's the guy who killed George Floyd by putting his knee on his neck, on George Floyd's neck, for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And George Floyd had not received any ventilation for 9 minutes and 56 seconds. So, of course, his rate of carbon dioxide went up and all of that. And we're going to go over all of that. So, I'll just say this. Okay. We're going to go over just a video that happened, just some testimony. I want to talk about it all, and I'm going to break down each person that testified. This is a news clip. Let's take a look.
Among those witnesses, the teenage girl who recorded that disturbing video of Floyd's final moments. Darnella Frazier broke down in tears discussing the cell phone video she posted nearly a year ago and how it has changed her life. Prosecutors Tuesday called her and 5 other eyewitnesses to the stand. They described the horror they felt as they urged Officer Chauvin to release Floyd. One man said he believed he was witnessing a murder. CBS News correspondent Jamie Yukas is in Minneapolis with the latest.
Returning to the stand for a second day, Donald Williams, the mixed martial artist who witnessed George Floyd's death. He says Derek Chauvin had Floyd in a blood choke, a type of stranglehold that constricts blood flow.
Did call the police on the police.
Right. And why did you do that?
Because I believe I witnessed a murder.
The prosecution played that 911 call.
Officer 987 killed a citizen in front of a Chicago store. He just pretty much just killed this guy that wasn't resisting arrest. He had his knee on the dude's neck the whole time.
Williams wiped away tears as he listened. His voice also captured on video, along with a growing number of bystanders pleading with officers.
Get off of his f***ing neck, bro! Get off of his neck!
The defense focused on Williams' behavior toward the officers that day.
After you called him a bum 13 times, you called him a bum.
That's what you heard?
The prosecution's next witness, 18-year-old Darnella Frazier. She was 17 when she shot this now infamous cell phone video. And she was among 4 witnesses today whose faces were not shown on camera because they were minors at the time of Floyd's death.
It wasn't right. He was suffering. He was in pain.
Prosecutor Jerry Blackwell asked Frazier how this has impacted her life.
When I look at George Floyd, I look at my dad, I look at my brothers, I look at my cousins, my uncles, because they are all black. It's been nights. I stayed up apologizing and apologizing to George Floyd for not doing more.
Frazier's 9-year-old cousin Judea also testifying about what she saw.
How did it affect you?
I was sad and kind of mad.
And late today, testimony from Minneapolis firefighter and eyewitness Genevieve Hansen, trained to save lives, but she says prevented from doing so by the officers.
Were you frustrated?
Yes.
So let's break it down. Let's break this down. So, you got a guy who, of course, Donald Williams, we covered here on Saturday on the podcast. He's saying, yeah, I called the police on the police. I was witnessing a murder. Are you kidding? It's like, oh, come on. The guy had his knee on on George Floyd's neck, just resting there like, my church on my knees. That's a good Tuesday, Wednesday, May 25th. I'm really hungry, guys. What do you think we should go eat? Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus Christ. It is incredible how we have this kind of society, right? Where you have this guy who's an MMA fighter who says that's a chokehold that you do. where you will kill somebody. You're restricting air. So then they play the call and you can tell he's wiping away his tears. I would. I can't watch that video. I have panic attacks. There's a reason I haven't covered it here on the podcast. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Now, I went over this the other day, but the defense focused on, what kind of names did you call the cop, huh? What was your behavior to the cop? No, dude. I don't care if you called him a bum, an idiot, a dumbass. I don't care. I care that this dude killed a guy. Again, I set the example. What if a guy killed your family and you're cursing him out because your hands and feet are tied because he tied your hands and feet? And the defense goes, I'm sorry for your loss, but what did you call the guy who was killing your family? I mean, come on! The dude killed somebody. That's how weak your defense is, that you're going to, you called him names. And? Who the hell cares? I could call you a name, you bum-ass attorney who doesn't have anything. Like asking questions you shouldn't ask because they taught you that in law school, but apparently you didn't pay attention. And then you have Darnell Frazier, who was 17 when the video was released of George Floyd being murdered by the cop. I mean, come on. Come on. I don't want to cry. Hold it together. How do you not cry when she's like, I stay up apologizing to George Floyd because I feel like I couldn't do enough. I feel like I could have done more. I felt helpless. I'm suffering survivor's guilt. And this dude is suffering because he's not even suffering one bit, knowing he killed a guy. And I have to imagine my dad, my uncles, my cousins, my brothers, everybody, my friends who are all black. I had to see that as a young kid. I have to look at them and go, you could be next. Because it's not feasible to be a black man in America or a black woman in America and be safe. Or an Asian in America and be safe. Land of the free? God damn it. There's no land of the free. There's the land of the haves, the have-nots, and God help you if you get killed by the cops. Hope your family's okay. Of course. Thank God for her. Thank God that she saved that video. Thank God that she put it out there. And we're here talking about this today. And a cop could go to jail for life for ending somebody else's life on purpose. When he didn't have to. When he did not have to. This is crazy. It's crazy that she had to see that she had to witness that. And then her 9-year-old cousin, Judea. Her 9-year-old cousin. I know that people live in the hood. They live in Chicago. They live in LA. They live in Compton. They live in East LA. They live everywhere. And they say, dude, that's nothing. At 6 years old, I saw my uncle get shot. At 10 years old, I saw this. And I understand that. And I'm not trying to minimize that. But when you see a guy who's meant to protect you, who swore on an oath to protect the citizens of his city, to ensure their safety, to ensure that the city gets by without any problems. When you look at the police and fear them, when you have the, holy crap, am I going to get pulled over? Am I going to get shot for reaching for my license? If I have to reach down and reach in my pocket for my license, am I going to get killed? Do I have to keep my hands on the steering wheel? Come on. This little girl saw a man who should have been a protector of the city kill somebody. Further instituting the fear in African Americans, Latinos, Asians, and everyone around you. 9 years old and had to see that. 9 years old. This guy didn't give a goddamn care in the world. He just wanted to kill this guy. A move that even his own cops say, no, that's not a move we train. We don't know where that came from. That's not what we talk about. We don't make you do that move at all. I mean, Just think of that. He didn't give a care in the damn world. And then you have a firefighter off duty who's like, dude, check his pulse. Give him air. Do something. And she is trained to save lives. And she can't save a life because the cops are standing up for the guy who's actively killing somebody. And this is why I say F the police. Because, and this is why I say there are no good, there are good cops. What about that guy who all he does is patrol one neighborhood every day for 10 years? You don't think he hears about a guy who beat somebody up, falsified a report for himself, and got his buddies to do it with him? You don't think he hears about that? Really? And he doesn't report it because they'll investigate you. They'll arrest you. They'll falsify things against you. They'll knock you off, send you to desk duty. They'll fire you. They'll probably murder you themselves. Because, again, they're standing up for each other. And that's what these cops did. Officer Lane, Officer Tao, everybody. So, interesting video of the Derek Chauvin trial. And I just can't believe that this cop had the nerve to kill somebody in front of so many bystanders. So many. And all his racist defense attorneys can do is, how do you talk in a chokehold? What if there's drugs? What kind of names did you call this officer? I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure, though, I'd rather be called a bunch of names than die. He killed a cop. He killed a man. He can take all the names he can get.